Welcome to another Dev Chat. I'm CCP Monty, and this time around I'm joined by CCP Illfygli and CCP Mirage. Welcome, guys. Crimson Harvest.
Crimson Harvest.
Yeah.
We're 5 days in. So, beginning of this week, I mean, if people are magically watching this in the future, it might be over, but it is going on right now. And while learning more and more about Crimson Harvest and seeing, the blood and sanguine related things, I just thought, who better to get on than the two of you? It's like no apparent reason or anything like that. Just
We just happen to know
A thing or
this
two.
and that.
yeah. Let's not go into detail on what you know on those topics, but you at least know Crimson Harvest. I want to kick this off. Right now, changes have just been deployed to Crimson Harvest, to the event.
Yes.
So, it's Friday the 10th. What changed the downtime?
So what changed at downtime is that 90% loot drops, they are now effective everywhere except HiSec. So, yeah.
So the player feedback essentially back from, and I spotted this immediately that loads of people were looking for the 90% loot drop, and we have the implant dropping now as well. So the second half of the event going on with this, or is this for a specific period of time, or?
So this will be in effect just throughout the event until November 4th when the event ends.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I just want to open with that before we go into all the chat. Now, guys, I would really like to learn a little bit about Crimson Harvest. So we have Blood Raiders, we have Tetrimon, but suddenly I'm shooting Ventures. What the hell is going on in New Eden?
So annually, the Blood Raiders have their harvest where they come out and they like a bit of clone blood. So and also typically this happens around Halloween, just coincidentally. But this year we wanted to have the theming a little bit more focused on the in-universe lore and the Blood Raiders. I mean, hence the artwork looking particularly red and bloody this time. You can actually see the upwell ships there.
I mean, they couldn't because we were on another camera, but now you can. now you can. Yeah.
The upwell ships under the hand doing the harvesting. So the thing is that after his successful work on the upwell mecha tooling sovereignty upgrade, an upwell scientist was given a cluster-wide grant to do some more research on clones. And that research has gone badly wrong, and as a result we have something called hollow clones, which are kind of running amok across the cluster. And the Blood Raiders caught wind of this and were very, very interested in these clones and their blood. And what might be a little bit lesser known about the Blood Raiders, other than being a crazy blood harvesting cult shoot-off of the Amar Empire, is that they're actually like a warrior sect, and they love to come out and challenge themselves against worthy foes. So they saw these Upwell hollow clones as a worthy challenge, so they have come out in numbers to try and harvest these hollow clones, which Upwell have unleashed accidentally across the cluster. And the Order of St. Tetrimon see them as an abomination, so they've tasked themselves with coming out, as well as trying to stop the Blood Raiders, but also to eliminate this abomination. And Capsuleers can just jump right into the middle of this and enjoy the spoils.
Okay, that's... Yeah, it's a big world and a crazy world, New Eden. Okay, during the event, Capsuleers can gain various rewards. There's a reward track, DLIs, daily login rewards and such. So maybe if we just talk a little bit about the event from a player-facing perspective, what should I do?
First thing is you should pick which side you want to represent.
And how do I pick that side? I mean, I guess the intro that you just gave us gave me a good introduction to it. But is there a gain to there, or should I just go with my feeling, my gut feeling? If I feel like, I should have been born into St. Tetrimon.
Well, I mean, I'm never one to dissuade you from role-playing and going in with what suits you. I mean, that was me when I was creating my character. There was a role-play aspect to it. I'm not opposed to a bit of role-playing in terms of my character when I'm off exploring in wormhole space. I kind of like to live that. But when you're choosing between the Blood Raiders and Tetrimon, I mean, on the whole, the rewards for the reward track are mostly similar. Just the boosters will be obviously give you Tetrimon boosters or Harvest boosters, depending on which side you pick. And you will get points for doing the opposing side's sites. So if you pick the Blood Raiders, you'll rack up points on the seasonal reward track by doing Tetrimon sites.
And is the spawn distribution of them similar, or?
Yes, they have pretty much identical spawning. So there's
no terms of like areas of space or something like that I need to go to for if I choose the Blood Raiders and I want to harvest Tetrimon sites, or?
No, we didn't want the choice to affect that. So those are identical. So yeah, when players are making a choice, that should not be a concern. No.
Okay. Cool. If we talk a little bit about the sites, I mean, there's a few ways that you can interact with them. I, for one, I've been doing quite a bit of hacking on the Tetrimon sites. Pretty lucrative sites. It's like, there's, at least in Null, there's good ISK per site. Then we have the combat sites, and basically a lot of the older content returned, stuff that we have, seen before in Crimson Harvest. But there's also some new stuff that players have been dying to figure out, if we put it that way.
Yeah, there are a few things we added to the list of content we had for this event. Of course, it's first of all, like Mirage talked about earlier, there is this new narrative surrounding the Apple scientists, and as a result of that, there are some new sites, new content. Those are Apple research sites. So these can be found basically all over space. They come in 3 difficulties. The easiest should be manageable by new players. They don't take a lot of investment to engage with. They're balanced around just basic combat frigates. But we also have them in 2 other difficulties: medium difficulty for the TAC 1 destroyers, and then the hard ones for TAC 3 destroyers that received the balance update recently. There's a lot of new content going around. There should be plenty of it for most players. But then we also did some changes to the existing content. Escalations, for example.
People don't necessarily know that there's a trick to getting the escalation, isn't there?
Yeah.
Do we spoil that, or is that out already?
I think it's okay that we spoil it.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be like a secret or anything, but maybe we...
There's quite a few people that didn't realize, I heard.
Yeah, we maybe underestimated how much players knew about the advanced sites.
Do you have that? Can we show it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
So
let's show it.
What you're looking at right now is one of the escalation sites that you can get from doing high-sec content now. And normally with these combat sites, when you did the Tetrimon or the Blood Raider ones, especially in high-sec, once you got to room 3, you would kill the boss, which was either a Harvest Overseer or a Tetrimon Commander, and that would be the end of the site. But what other players who used to do the low-sec content in certain areas were getting was, when you killed the boss, a radio transmitter or a transmission relay would decloak. And then you would destroy that relay, and there's a possibility of triggering an escalation. And now you can do that in all the high-sec sites too. So keep an eye out when you destroy the boss, because there will be a decloaked relay, and destroying the relay will give you loot, so you should do that anyway and loot the structure. But also you could trigger one of these escalation sites that you're looking at, and that will be a few jumps away, and you'll have to go there, and there's more enemies, more loot, just more Crimson Harvest.
More Crimson Harvest.
Yeah.
All right. The new sites, like you were saying, they were made for frigates, destroyers, smaller ships, and such. And from the feedback that I was reading, they kind of did the job of Crimson Harvest a few times, harvesting Capsuleers.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some stuff about being in a neutered and webbed prison for the rest of their lives.
Well, I think you really got to be mindful of what you choose as your target, because it might seem like it's pretty easy. The spawns can be quite easy to handle, the waves, but as soon as you start taking a little bit of extra time, like there are these automated shuttles that will launch during these events that you're looking at right now, these sites, and you might be like, okay, well, I'm going to get that shuttle because there's a bit of extra loot. But by the time you've destroyed the shuttle, a new wave of Ventures or Mordu's Legion ships might have spawned. And some of those Mordu's Legion ships, they have E-War capability. So you really want to take those down first. You want to get them off the grid, and then you can pick off the Ventures one by one. So there's definitely a little bit of like target management that's needed.
I saw quite a bit of that, like people already posting fits, then that's just the awesome thing about the community of EVE, like how quickly everybody is willing to hop on these and just kind of share. I mean, sure, not for the Alliance tournament, not sharing fits or something like that, but going around, I could see fits for confessors and rectories and stuff like that. That would like, this is proven to work if you do the kill order this way, and well, I guess then the content is solved as such, but definitely some people had a rough introduction to it instead.
Yeah, exactly, and it's somewhat designed to be also slightly uncomfortable, if you will. You are restricted to a small area. That's a intentional component of it to feel a bit like a horde mode where you're being hoarded.
Yeah.
And also just with these kind of spawns.
And then you got to be mindful about the escape shuttles, like you mentioned before, if you want to get some of the loot.
So yeah, exactly.
Do I need to shoot that on exploration sites, by the way? Because I didn't have anything like that fitted, but I saw one shuttle go. But then there was a hackable container that was like a.
No, not in the exploration sites. In those cases, those are the shuttles from the new sites, but they are damaged. Then they come into the sites with like critical damage, and they will explode on their own. But will leave a hackable rack.
Yeah.
But yeah, the gameplay is designed to. The spawning is a little bit different. It's a lot of small spawns, so it has more of a moment-to-moment gameplay in mind. So you have to keep an eye on what is spawning at all times, whether it is, enemies that will loot you or shuttles. So yeah, I think people are figuring it out, but I can well believe it was could be tricky.
But I mean, that's kind of like the fun period of the event at the beginning when people haven't figured it out. Like, I found a few sites and I saw them on the overview, and I went to the overview and I said, okay, so someone's already triggered the Tetrimon base, so I'm going to go to the Tetrimon base. Site's empty. Normally you think, oh, someone's cleared it out. But I just thought, let me go to the final room and see if someone has actually destroyed the transmitter. And they hadn't. So there was no NPCs. I was like, all right, 11 million in the bank. So just destroy that transmitter. But that's happening less and less. I mean, even on the first day when I was doing sites, by the time I was doing like the fourth or fifth site, players were destroying the transmitter. Players were, I can show you some clips actually right now of what we're calling the chance encounters. So the automated shuttles are those chance encounters. What you saw at the exploration site, a shuttle coming in and exploding for an extra hackable container. We've also got these avalanche wrecks that you'll see in some of the combat sites. And if you approach those, that will spawn more Upwell enemies. And again, there's another chance for more loot. So yeah, there's these chance encounters are new to the event as well. And they are in returning sites. So what you're seeing here is this marauder doing a regular like Tetrimon site. Or
what I'm seeing here is a seriously freaking cool skin on a Kronos. Is that player made or is that?
That is player made. That's made with some of the Crimson Harvest components.
I thought I saw that.
See the skull on the side
there?
Yeah,
the red and the skull. That looks sick.
That is nice. I think that skull is, I think it's this year's, because we had a...
It is. I got one from a hack last night.
Perfect, good.
Yeah. On that topic, skins and stuff, like rewards, there is, quite a bit. Mirage, the two of us are at least big enjoyers of both making skins and looking good. And you were showing me your Legion earlier. It looks dope. The new Legion skin.
Yeah. Well, actually, this one was last year.
Really?
Yeah, but it is in the Crimson Harvest pack that is available now, because it's just that nice.
It's seriously cool, and I always struggle with the Tech 3 cruisers to get them to look good. I really want Skinner on that.
Yeah, that
do you have
is
it?
the dream. It's in this clip on. So the Deathglow Remnant skins are part of Crimson Harvest,
Yep.
and they're still rolling out.
They're like bread and butter skins.
We don't have one for the
Marauder.
Rifter though, which surprised me because the Rifter is the one I like to run the Class 1 cybernetic.
There is one now, isn't it?
There's a Jaguar.
There's
The Jaguar is on the DLI. So we've got the we're looking at the Golem one now. The Varga has one. The Barbaroga has one now as well. But the Legion skin you're talking about is the Sanguinary Savant, which is super nice.
Yeah, it looks super nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have to admit, like some of my gameplay is based around how good the ship looks.
100%.
Yeah, we were doing the Pulse last year, and we were filming the Legion when the officers were re-added to asteroid belts in in low sec and high sec, and I used the Legion for the filming, and I saw the Sanguinary Savant skin, and I was like, I need that skin, and I also need that ship. So what I did was I bought the ship and that skin, and that made me want to fly the Legion. So some of the footage you will see in like the really cool trailer we have for Crimson Harvest, and some of the stuff that you're showing here will be that skin because I was flying that ship when we were doing that footage. Yeah, so I think the one you're looking for is coming up.
Oh, the Barbaroga skin is
Barbaroga's
hot.
super nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like the red glow. Also, like the reddish kind of, especially the metallic reddish ones are kind of hard to get.
The red balls are really what your eyes are drawn to, though, isn't it? It's the red disintegrators that just
Yeah,
pop on there. They
yeah.
look so cool, just like baubles. And there's the Sanguinary Savant on the Legion, looking pretty.
I didn't
switch.
even realize it was a Legion at first when I was looking at that earlier. I was like, wait, what is that? That's a Legion. That is.
I mean, that's the beauty of Tech 3 ships.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I must admit, I am the kind of person who flies a Proteus in the configuration that looks the coolest, not the one that is at all optimal for the content that I'm supposed to be doing. So, but yeah, this is. I just feel like if you're running these sites, you were talking about roleplay earlier, then why not just like slap on? This one is also a skinner one. This was for the Cormorant, featuring the new skull pattern. So, I mean, Blood Raider stuff is really cool to put on Ship Skinner.
Yeah. Yeah, cool both colors and patterns and stuff. And these are dropping from the sites as well as obviously in the
Yep.
DLI and
seasonal track
the
as well.
seasonal track.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Is there something more we need to cover? We have the new. We talked about the new sites. The old sites are still there, so you have up to like battleship-sized sites, something that you wouldn't run in your Tech 3 destroyer or such. We have the exploration sites all over.
Yeah.
Maybe if we go back a little bit to what we kicked this off with the increased loot drop, and this is something that historically has been part of Crimson Harvest.
Yeah.
But the implant stuff is new, right?
It's new to Crimson Harvest.
Yeah.
But it's not like completely new to the game. So it was a part of the Hunt event.
Oh, right.
That was a bit before my time here. I believe it was last maybe 2022 or something. But yeah, that event had these implant loot drops, and like we were always hearing about how
Cool that
people
was.
liked them. Yeah.
I think we missed something there. I think there was a missed opportunity for a hacking minigame where rubber gloves become a vanity item of good value. Just throwing it out there. You know, it's in the spirit of the event. You're not with me there?
You should have thought about it.
I'm not sure I am.
You're not. You're
Really
it's
sure
like
I am.
you know, find your way around goo.
Well, good luck with that, I think.
Yeah, I tried. I couldn't get it past Brandt. You know,
No.
it's
Those
that
guys,
is-
yeah.
yeah,
Those
those guys.
What are you gonna do with those guys? But yeah, I mean, like speaking of rewards, one thing we did for Capsuleer Day was that at the end of the event there was a really cool surprise for players where there was an escalation of the event and the reward track in game extended. So then players had a reason to go back and do the sites because there were a capstone reward added at the end, and that's happening with Crimson Harvest as well. In week 4 of the event on October 28th, we will extend that reward track, and the reward at the end of it we think is pretty awesome.
Okay, what's the reward?
Oh, you do the honors.
Well, we can't go into details.
I'm looking for clues.
Yeah,
I'm
you
guessing
might-
it's not a venture at least.
Not sure now. No.
But from the smirk on your faces, you guys kind of seem to know that there is something pretty fucking epic there.
Well, we have mentioned already in our communications that it's a Blood Raider crate, and it will feature Blood Raider ship BPC. So that's a thing that will come in the crate that's part of the extended reward track. You know, Blood Raider ships are cool.
Yeah.
They come in all shapes and sizes and stuff. Yeah, I need
So
to.
we've heard, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm not gonna get an answer, am I?
Well, I mean, you'll get a ship blueprint. Like, what that will be
Mm.
kind of just depends on the day.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it though.
Definitely will. I think so. I think
Same for everyone or chance drop?
Not the same for everyone.
not the same.
You might get
no.
lucky. There's no rubber gloves though, so you just have to make do with the ship blueprints.
We can say that. It will not include the rubber gloves.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but like definitely if you need input for next year's event, I'm full of good
you're
ideas.
free.
Take
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take that. Damn it! Now I need to make sure I finish the track.
Definitely, yeah. Absolutely.
What's the quickest way? You've been grinding it.
So
What's your setup like?
Right,
How
okay.
I would do it?
I'm actually quite disappointed in myself this time. It took me at least 48 hours to finish the track.
Oh.
Have you
Usually-
finished it already?
I have finished the track. Yeah, and normally
I
I'm
meant like
24
I think
hours.
I've unlocked like the third reward or something like that.
So
but just hacking actually.
I used to do a lot of hacking because I actually love exploration
Yeah, me
gameplay.
too.
But I also love an excuse to take my rattlesnake out. So typically I would do these sites and winter nexus with a rattlesnake, and I would do the Crimson Gauntlet or the Tetrimon base sites in high sec. This year I really wanted to fly Tengu again because we did a whole bunch of filming of the Tengu for the clips, and I just thought I really like the Tengu. I mean, the amount of missiles that thing puts out, the amount of missiles I go through, I'm getting like 1,500 missiles used per site.
You're not very economic. when it
No,
comes to those
I'm
things.
spending loads because also I'm doing it in an area of space where I think I can get to a lot of sites and I can do like chain running systems and do loads of sites. So what I've been doing to rack up the points is warp into a site and I destroy, I think it's 10 Tetrimon ships. That gives me like 10 or 20 points. Then the boss comes along, you destroy the boss, you get another 20 points, and then I kind of repeat that cycle. But I did actually start off this time by hitting the Biocybernetic sites because I really love the new sites, and it's an excuse for me to fly my Retribution in the Class 2. So that's what I've been doing. I've been flying Retributions in the Class 2 sites, lasers everywhere, and then it's been the Tengu in the main combat sites. And then, of course, the escalations. That basically is like an extension of what you've just run. Few jumps over. A little bit less likely to do that if it ends up in a low-sec system. But if it's high-sec, I'll go there. And I've run it there, and again, that will add to my reward track because I'm shooting the NPCs, the Tetrimon NPCs, because I picked the Blood Raiders this time. And also, it then triggers the boss, the Tetrimon Captain, that spawns, and you shoot that, and you get more points on the track. So I've been doing the combat sites.
All right. Traditional drones or sentries on the rattlesnake.
I have, if I'm not mistaken, heavy drones.
Yeah.
I'd use Caldari Navy Wasps. Because they are tough as nails.
Yeah.
There's a lot of neuting at those sites, and I do keep an eye on that. Like sometimes the NPCs will just go straight for my drones,
Mhm.
especially if the boss spawns and my drones are just sitting out there. It might focus on them, but typically with my rattlesnake, I think my drones can survive it, and I've been okay to run them with the heavy wasps.
Do the old sites also have like a range element to it, where you need to be like up close and personal?
The old Crimson Harvest sites?
Yeah.
No.
So I try popping a few sentries on that rattle. I've been doing that on mine. It's very convenient.
The one thing about the sentries though is like my rattlesnake is desperately slow. So
Yeah.
what I start doing is I start slow boating towards the acceleration gate. And then if I'm using sentries, I've left them behind. So I have to float back.
MJD, man.
But yeah, no, I've been using the sentries are cool. I use them with my Stratios when I'm in wormholes.
Yeah.
Do love
Like
sentries.
easy mode on a rattlesnake is just warp in at 100. I'm not talking about these sites specifically, just all of them. Faction, cruise missiles, and sentries. And it's just like sit there and wait. If it's like that kind of a gameplay, it's convenient at least.
No.
All right, guys. I think we pretty much covered it, haven't we? Is there something am I missing something? You mentioned the skin packs are now in the New Eden store.
Yeah, with like
go grab
skill
a
points
Legion.
and player skill extractors. Those, the Legion one is especially nice. The Confessor one is new, so I've got to admit, like, I've really enjoyed the kind of focus that's come on the Confessor again. Like the Legion Major update did a really cool balance pass on it, and we've got the Sanguinary Savant skin on it, and that skin is like super nice. So nice, in fact, that like even our merch store will like have Sanguinary Savant stuff in it. That's how cool the logo is. And the Confessor itself is perfect for the Class 3 sites, so the Biocybernetic sites. I mean, I think we should talk a little bit about the Biocybernetic sites, like the way they're set up, because we did want to have accessible content for fresher players, because seasonal events, you can kind of see the same crowd will do them year in, year out. And I know, like, when Crimson Harvest or Winter Nexus rolls around, like, I pull out my favorite ships, pull out my favorite fits, and even skins, and like, right, I know where I'm going, I know what I'm doing, I know the loot I can expect and all that. But it was, I mean, basically it was your idea to, like, why don't we make them available to, like, younger players, players who have been in for a little while. So we've got the Class 1 Biocybernetic sites, the Upwell sites, and you can run those in the Tech 1 frigate. And that's not a particularly bling fit frigate. Like,
no, she wouldn't have to. No, just the basic stuff. Basically stuff that I think you're just pretty much handed out at the start of the game. You should be pretty much good to go.
You just post your epic arc or something like that.
Yeah.
certainly
Just have a gun and maybe a booster and go ahead.
2 guns are okay too. 3
Yeah,
better.
maybe 2.
Yeah, 3 is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I made a new character not too long ago, and I thought, well, let me run it in a Rifter on the new character, and it's very doable. You do sometimes forget how when you don't have max skills, things take a bit longer.
Yeah.
And it was a good lesson I learned today in the Rifter. But just in case, like, we've got newer players who want to engage with these sites, and they might be a little bit daunted. These Class 1 sites are like all over HiSec, and you warp in. There's like a little beacon in the middle. You get to the beacon, you can just orbit the beacon really tightly, and then just pick off the spawns as they come. Make sure to hit those Mordu's Legion ships first, the Garmers and the Orthrus, just to lessen the E-War pressure on you, and then just pick off the Ventures, and that timer will tick away. So actually, I think it's valuable to say that these sites you don't do them faster if you do a Class 1, because they all take the same amount of time, the Class 1, the Class 2, and the Class 3.
Yeah.
They take the same amount of time. There's a timer that then, when it's over, it triggers the boss, and you fight a cool boss. So it's all about, what ship do you want to use? Do you want to use a Tech 2 frigate, Tech 1 destroyer? Do you want to try for low-sec and null-sec and wormholes and try Tech 3 destroyer? And then the amount of loot you get. Obviously, the higher the class, the more loot you get. So it's just about getting into that ship, get into the middle, orbit that little thing, pick off the baddies, then hit the boss. And it should be a nice challenge for younger players to get used to. I think it's a nice way to have them contribute. And that contributes to the seasonal reward track as well. So you could have a pretty newish player play the Crimson Harvest, do these Class 1 sites, maybe Class 2 if they feel brave, and then when the reward track extends in the last week, they could land themselves a very tasty Blood Raider ship BPC. I mean, that'd be a nice souvenir to take away from your first Crimson Harvest, I think.
All right. Yeah, I got the feeling you guys are alluding to something here, but yeah, let's leave it at that. Definitely sounds also like, for that new player, it's like a taste of a site that doesn't just necessarily run exactly like just warping into one of those traditional ones that spawn all over. Where it's just like wave 1 3 ships, wave 2 5 ships, and then you're done or something like that. So there's a bit more to learning actually how to pilot and navigate. Like, you need to orbit close and you need to do those things. So yeah, definitely an interesting point of view to look at. All right, guys. So, as we said at the beginning, 90% loot is back on the table. Not in HiSec.
Nope.
I'm guessing that's mostly just because of massive HiSec ganking and stuff in the past, or...
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Like, that has been a problem, in the past, if you will. A positive for some, of course. But especially for this year, we're trying to include a little bit something for the newer players also. We don't want to scare them too much away, since we have some content for them also. So, yeah.
Also, we don't want to discourage people from taking their really blingy ships out in high sec.
Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing will happen. I mean, New Eden is not
It's
entirely
not
safe.
Exactly.
No,
But,
exactly.
And at the end of the day, it must be better because I get more of my loot back if I'm not killed by another player and I can actually retrieve it. But yeah,
That's true.
that's the story. All right, awesome. Crimson Harvest running until November 4th, and
Yep.
you said the date when the reward track extends.
So that is 28th of October, and there are other surprises that you should keep your eyes out for that we haven't said anything about. So just keep your eyes peeled. There's more to come.
We'll do that. We'll do that. Thanks everybody for watching. Illfygli and Mirage for coming along, and just until next time.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.